I know what you're thinking. I can't talk trash when the guy scores 56 points. Oh, yes, I can. And this video has a lot of evidence showing why even that game was not very impressive. Now, I acknowledge this was a good game for LeBron as far as shooting percentage, because he's usually a 20% three-point shooter and doesn't even make 50% from the field usually, which is really bad considering that most of his shots are dunks. So I'll acknowledge that this was a good game for him. But you all act like this is normal for him. No, this is rare, not normal. You also need to acknowledge that the Warriors are playing like a goddamn joke during this entire game. Like, it was embarrassing. Let's get a couple of things out of the way. Feeds from Westbrook to LeBron, and LeBron scoring because he was the biggest guy on the floor. I mean, let's call it what it is. The guy was the biggest guy on the floor, including the centers. And let's acknowledge that this was what the Warriors looked like the whole night. I mean, what the shit? That makes the Knicks look good. Anyway, the entire pregame of the show were analysts crapping all over Westbrook and making excuses for LeBron, who, if you'll notice, just now showed up. Here's Westbrook with a blow-by and then a strong finish at the rim. No one talks about that. They just shit on him and talked about LeBron. But let's rewind, because here's that previous play when the Warriors did their impression of the Knicks. And look at LeBron James. He's watching, just watching, just watching. He finally decides that he's going to get involved. And then he stops. He's like, oh, that's all the effort I need to put in. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Finally. Why isn't anyone talking about that? It's terrible. That is terrible. That is a shitty teammate. And no one will talk about it because they know they'll get axed. Klay Thompson needs to retire. If they would have left him on the bench more, I think the Warriors could have pulled this out. I mean, that guy, it does not look good. Anyway, back to LeBitch. Here's his teammate setting him up for a jam. He can't complete it, so it's like a guy at a race who's scared, so he pretends he has a hamstring injury. He pretends he's injured, and he quits. He quits. He's nowhere in the basketball play at all. What are you doing? He's just resting at the other end, waiting to get the pass. And what do you know? A play later, he's fine. The guy just needed to make an excuse for the missed alley-oop and sit out yet another play. I mean, the guy rests half the game. There's Austin Reeves. Take a clue from your teammate about how to hustle. And this play right here, while you guys are cheering for it, is actually a great example. He was just kind of chilling and then came down a wide open lane, got a dish from his teammate. No one even contested him, and everyone's like screaming about how he's a god or something. One should be thanking his teammates for constantly setting him up for those easy drives to the lane. In fact, maybe if he's such a great player at this stage in his career, he should be setting his teammates up so that they can get better and more involved and score some points, instead of it all being about setting him up for easy shots, high percentage shots. I don't think he took one impressive basketball move shot this game. It was all inside layups and putbacks because he was bigger than the other guys, and he missed a bunch of those. I have a question for everyone. Watch this play. What is a moving screen? I mean, moving? Do you ever have to stop? I mean, that's tripping and a moving screen. And, sticking your knee out, like, that's dangerous. And no one talks about it, much less calls it. Nice to be LeBron. Whole nother set of rules for this guy. And there's Westbrook exploding, cutting through multiple defenders and finishing. Something that actually looked like a basketball play instead of just running people over or being bigger like LeBron. Now here's the Golden State Knicks throwing the ball away yet again. And the reason I'm showing this is look at the hustle by Monk. Look at the hustle by the teammates coming down. Who doesn't come? Who doesn't go join? LeBron James. And yet all you're hearing before the game is, he's all alone out there. He's needs to get some help from the teammates. They're the ones who are showing life and hustle. Just bashing on the Warriors again a little bit. Take a look at Clay and his terrible shot. But Kevon Looney, our center, gets out-rebounded by Reeves. My God. And there's LeBron with his clumsy turnover. And he doesn't even hustle to get back. He's like, oh, I screwed up. I'm done. I quit. And I can't tell you how many times his turnovers immediately turned into points for the Warriors. I got to show that play again because you know that no one else ever will. Just look at how clumsy this turnover is and then how terrible his body language is. I'm like, dude, you screwed up. You better run extra hard to get into that play. Instead, he's like, here's another opportunity for me to rest. Here's a terrible offensive possession for the Lakers. Clank. And here we go with La Drama. My God. Are we still in the first? And we've already had 2 occasions where the biggest guy on the court has had to bend over with his terrible injury and then, magically be fine. They had to call a timeout for this punk-ass bitch to get feeling back in his arm. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I don't want to hear anyone say that he could have played in the 80s or 90s. What a joke. This shit right here is inexcusable by the Warriors. That is terrible rebounding. And I don't care if LeBron is bigger than all of you. That is terrible. But once again, just shows you where LeBron got his points. Inside, playing against little kids, apparently. Here's another example of LeBron getting set up for a layup. He misses and quits. If Westbrook did that, they'd be showing it on every show the next day. Look, LeBron is still not back. He is still not back. That is inexcusable and embarrassing. You would get benched if you were a player on any college team or high school team. And you want to call him the leader? Just go ahead and take a break, bro. You screwed up. And leave the rest of your teammates hanging. What a fucking punk. Oh, let's not forget this play where Tucker Horton pushes Curry into LeBron, and all 100 pounds of Curry sends 260 pounds of LeBron flying to the floor. Can this guy just try to be tough once? And look at this angle. LeBron's looking at it the whole way. He's trying to draw the foul. Look at his eyes. He's watching it come. Fucking manipulative bitch. Be a man and just fucking play for once. Yeah, better go take a break, LeBron. Curry's the one that got shoved into a wall, and he's still standing and still playing. With LeRest on the bench, LeResting, let's take a minute to talk about the teammates, because Carmelo had a great night. He was beastly out there. Here he is draining a shot, and Reeves was incredible, especially on defense, but also on offense. And Westbrook delivered 20 points. And all they're talking about before the game is how terrible Westbrook is because now he's scoring below 20 points. Well, you're not allowing him to do what he normally does. How can you stop him and tell him not to be the guy that he was at the other teams and still expect him to deliver the points that he was delivering at the other teams? And since when is 18 points shit? I'd like to have a guy on my team delivering 18 points per game and taking all the blame. That's a pretty nice deal. And by the way, Magic Johnson, you were tasteless. You were tasteless before the game. You don't call a member of your own organization Westbrick, even if the guy deserves it. Show some professionalism. For the love of God. It's not your job to get on a childish bandwagon of name-calling. Okay, so LeRest is off the bench. Now he's going to rest on the court. Just look at him. Look at that incredible defensive assignment of LeBron James. He's going to watch this whole play go by. And there's Westbrook doing the dirty work, taking the charge, getting a call to go the other way. Although, if this is really an offensive foul, then this is the NBA confirming that every play LeBron makes is an offensive foul, because this is LeBron James's entire career. I mean, seriously, what they called on Kuminga right there is how LeBron James got 40% of his career points and another 30% from going to the free throw line because they actually called a foul on the defender while LeBron committed the offensive foul. Anyway, back to the action. Here we have Airball chucking up an airball. Couldn't have you in the house without putting on a show for you. No one's talking about that airball, that's for sure. This is adding evidence to my point that almost every point he got that game was at the rim. 56, go ahead, give me points at the rim. Oh, and look at him fight through the screen there. Nice effort, LeBron. There's another 3 in the Lakers' face thanks to you. On the other end, we have yet another play set up for LeBron. And what did I just say about all his points being right at the rim? You know, it'd be nice as if you had some plays run for your teammates. Now, is this play even real? Watch. Look at LeRest. I thought the whistle blew. Like, he didn't help at all. Point blank range, I'm just bigger than everyone. Watch this play. Rest, rest, rest. That's LeBron at the top. Rest, 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 rest. Oh, here's an opportunity for me to get a highlight. Completely uncontested down the lane. Once again, point blank range, finish. And you think, so what's the big deal? Well, here's the big deal. There he goes. He throws it away and he quits. Look at him. How many times have they made fun of Russell Westbrook for leaving his feet and getting caught in a situation like that? But they're not going to say shit about LeBron. Difference is, Westbrook hustles and tries to make up for it. LeBron quits. Feast your eyes on body language. Good God. I would hate to have that guy on my team. Now here he gets blocked, but of course the refs bail him out. And then he goes back up and dunks it and does his shoulder shrugging. That shoulder shrugging thing, man, I want to punch him in the face. It is so annoying. Bro, you got blocked and bailed out by the refs. Don't shrug shit. Watch this play. Look at LeBron at the top. Rest, 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 rest. Now watch his effort at this end. Why aren't we going to hear 30 minutes of analysts drooling over Carmelo Anthony's abilities when he's older than LeBron? This is an important play for comparison. Look at Curry running. I know I criticized LeBron for his easy cuts to the basket, but look, Curry is running the entire play and then creates that opportunity to get to the hoop instead of LeBron just resting. And look at LeBron's body language right now. Head down, walking up the court. I'm not going to get involved. I'm not doing anything. He's still resting. Austin Reeves makes a great shot. Another guy on the team that doesn't get due credit. Incredible defender, incredible energy, highly efficient shooter. And it'll be interesting to see what team he goes to next year and gets even better at, since, you know, they'll have to make room to bring in yet another superstar to carry LeBron James. Let's watch this possession where the Lakers offense goes to die. LeBron James. This entire play is 0 moves. I'm 6'9", you're 6'6", so I'll try and rise up over you and break it. Now look at this disaster. How close to the rim do you need to be, LeBron? I mean, if that was Westbrook, you'd be playing that all day and all night. And instead, with LeBron, it doesn't get mentioned once. And like I said, this entire episode, where is he getting his shot attempt at? Right at the rim. And here's LeBron getting credit for a block when it's actually a goaltend. You can even hear the announcer. It's not often the announcer calls out LeBron James. So, two points erased for the Warriors and more stats for LeBron. By the way, that's his second time in 2 games that he got away with an illegal goaltend. And look at him. He talked smack after committing a goaltend. And look at him. Look at him. He's talking smack after committing that goaltend. You think he doesn't know that came off the glass? Like, it was right in his eyes. He knows he committed a goaltend and still has the nerve to fucking talk shit. And then he gets to pad his stats with a technical foul free throw because Steve Kerr had the nerve to call out the refs for incredibly bad officiating. Now this play is important because whether it's the passer's fault or LeBron's fault, LeBron quits. LeBron doesn't make an extra effort to try and, fix the problem or help the teammate out. Look, 4 Lakers, no LeBron. He's like, my teammate fucked up. I have the right to just fucking do nothing at the other end now. Look at him keep fouling Curry on that replay and they don't call it. This play here has no design other than expecting to get bailed out by the refs. I mean, that had no chance of success. He just charged. And watch this one. It's like there's an invisible force field. The Warriors won't go anywhere near him. I mean, why are you guys impressed that he can dunk when no one's allowed to contest him? Once again, where are all of his shots being taken? At the rim. Now here, LeBron James travels. The announcers even call it. And you know that LeBron knows that he traveled because all he does is, do that half-ass argue. I mean, he argues at the end of every play. But, when he only puts his hands up, that means, I know you're right, but I still have to complain. How's this for disgusting? It's like, nope, Kuminga, only LeBron's allowed to make that move. Watch LeBron shift to the right. He takes a step and moves his entire body to the right. How's that not a block? That's such a shit call. Shooting percentage-wise, this was a good game for LeBron. But, people are forgetting that he still had a lot of misses and that he's usually a 20% three-point shooter. But you all want to act like this is normal for him. It's taken him all season to reach 50% once. Watch this. This is a treat. This is what happens when a smaller, more talented player blows by a bigger, less talented player. Blow by. For all you LeBron fans out there listening, you need to understand that people like having a one-on-one matchup against LeBron James. Blow by. When you see LeBron about ready to drive, there's a 60% chance that the play is going to end with him on the ground, whether he should be on the ground or not. I mean, what the fuck was that? Watch him fall down after the play is over. Action's over, and fall. He's such an embarrassing bitch-ass con artist. Lucky for him, they don't bother showing the replay of his flop. Come on, show the replay. Stop helping this fucker out. Show the replay of that bitch flopping. Now for LeBron, this was a good free throw game. But clank, not when it starts to matter. And clank, not when it matters. Fucking crumbling under pressure, LeBron James. But no one's going to mention that. There's that old deadweight Carmelo Anthony again. Man, too bad that guy can't be helpful. And here are more of LeBron's shitty teammates. There's Westbrook with an incredible drive and dish out, and then his teammate Monk hitting a crucial shot. Here comes another episode of LeBlames James. Can't even get the ball across half court when he's being defended one-on-one by a rookie, so he's got to blame his teammates. Bro, that's on you. Stop it. Just stop it. Get the fucking ball across half court. Now, how bad were the Warriors? Couldn't even get the ball inbounds. And then, where does LeBron James score? Wide open at the rim. He is the beneficiary of his teammates' hustle and another point-blank range shot with no contest. Stop being impressed by that bullshit. Now watch this possession. Look at LeBron, Mr. Hands on my hips. He's like, just let me sit this one out. In fact, he's already planning on telling the world that he has a sore knee so that he can rest in the Spurs game. Here's the mental dialogue for this game. Hey, it's the fourth quarter, so I can't make anything anymore, but I have a teammate who will bail me out. Hit the big shot for me, Carmelo. Thanks, buddy. And I'm going to take all the credit. You just go hide in a hole after the game. I may or may not blame you for hardships in the next couple of days. And that's the end, unless you want to talk about LeBron getting some boogers before he goes and talks to Matt Stafford, who, by the way, we learned Matt Stafford does not have a good-looking girlfriend. Bro, you're a NFL quarterback. Trade that one in.